Welcome to the Huntington Way Show, where we help parents navigate the educational maze. You're listening to Power Talk 1040 AM, 98.5 FM, and 95.7 FM. Please like and subscribe to Power Talk 1040 on YouTube. My name is Lenny Di Castro, and I'm the co owner and executive director of Huntington Learning Center. Today, we have a special guest. He is no other than Greg Lopez, a former mayor of the fast growing Douglas County suburb of Parker. A Texan native, he is a son and grandson of a field worker. He is a graduate of New Mexico State University, and at a young age, he joined the U.S. Air Force. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Lenny. Thank you for having me today.
I am so glad that you're here today. So, Greg, can you tell something about yourself?
Well, I can tell you this. I'm a spiritual man, and I've been blessed. When you look at my upbringing, um, grew up from humble beginnings, like you mentioned. My mom and dad grew up working in the fields. My
Mhm.
dad had a sixth grade education and never really truly learned how to read and write. And my mom has a 10th grade education. And
Wow.
so, me being able to achieve the ability not only to run for governor, but also now running for Congress is something that it really is the American dream. You work hard, you study hard, you stay out of trouble, and you surround yourself with good people, um, you can achieve the American dream. So I've been in Colorado now 36 years. I have a wonderful wife. She makes me the man that I am, and she makes me a better man. So we've been married 36 years. We have two children. They're both adults. They're both married, and so Colorado's been our home. And I live out in Elizabeth, Colorado. So uh, I kind of live in rural Colorado right now.
Great. I am so glad that you mentioned that about the American dream. I
Hmm.
myself, my family, we are an immigrant from the
Yeah,
Philippines, and it's really great to serve in the community here in the US,
right.
especially like just like you. I am so glad that you are doing that, not only for your own good, but the good of our countrymen.
No,
So,
I tell you this, it's a pleasure and it's an honor to be
mhm.
allowed and selected to run for Congress for Congressional District 4.
Great. So we're looking forward to hear about the special elections that's coming up. Can you enlighten our minds about it?
Sure, I mean, a lot of people are. It's not often that you hear about
Hmm.
a special election, right? You hear about the primary elections, you hear about the general election, but a special election is when there's a vacancy in Congress. And a lot of people think, well, if someone retires or resigns, doesn't the party appoint or doesn't the
Hmm.
governor appoint? And the answer is no, not at the national levels. So this is the second time in Colorado history that we have had a special election. The first time was back in 1982. For those of you that have seen the movie Apollo 13, uh, you'll remember Kevin Bacon. He was the astronaut that stirred the oxygen tanks. Well, he was playing the role of a true astronaut, which was Jack Swigert. Well, Jack Swigert was a Colorado resident.
Wow.
And so he ran for Congress when Congressional District 6 was first established. He got diagnosed with cancer during his campaign. He won the election, but he died in December of that same year. So he never made it to Congress to get sworn in. And so that was the first time, and you'll see his statue at DIA. If you ever go to
Hmm.
travel on Concourse B, that's where you see him. And so this is the second time. And so people are going to have to vote twice on June 25th. They're going to vote first for the person that's looking to be a congressman or congresswoman
Hmm.
for the next 2 years. And then they get to vote for the individual that's going to serve out the remaining 6 months of the 118th Congress, which is where I'm going to be. That's where my
Wow.
name will show up because I'm looking to serve the last 6 months.
Wow. So it's only like 6 months, but with those 6 months, you're going to be able to make a difference,
I am.
right?
I'm not going to go there as a placeholder necessarily. A lot of people say, hey, well, Greg, just hold the seat, which we need, right? I mean, it's important for us to be able to feel that America is still a republic.
Yep.
And so the real interesting thing to me, or the real thing that I will never forget, is one, I'm already part of history of Colorado. because this is the second time that this has happened. But I will be a sitting congressman during a presidential election, which, I never thought that I would be able to say that, right? That I'm in
Mm-hmm.
Congress during a presidential election. And also, going to the Republican National Convention and being a part of how America decides the laws that impact everybody that's going on. I'm going to tell you, Lenny, there are two things that I'm really focused in right now. One is the border, what's happening
Mm-hmm.
in the border, and the second is the national debt of $34 trillion.
I would love that. I would love to clear all the debts because, as far as we know, we
Yeah,
came here in US to become better,
right.
right? So,
Yeah.
can you tell us what are the countries that's going to be able to go do the special election?
Well, the counties that'll be voting, there's 21 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so Douglas County is the biggest county, Elbert County, a little bit of El Paso County, a little bit of Arapahoe, Adams, and Larimer and Weld, but it's really the Eastern Plains. So everything, I would say, if you can imagine, everything from, say, Douglas County east to the Colorado border,
Mm-hmm.
all those counties, there's 21 of them, are the counties that I'll be representing.
Wow. There you go, folks. You guys need to go check it out and vote for this coming June 25th.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So, hey, Greg, can you tell me about the candidates that are running from the primary?
Of course. You know what? I can tell you this. All of the candidates that are running in the primary race, they're all my friends. I know them all.
Mm.
Okay. And all of them are great people. They're going to do a fantastic job. Whoever the people decide to send to Congress come January of 2025, I don't think any of us need to be worried about what they're going to stand for. But you have Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, you got Representative um, Richard Hortorf, Deborah Flora, Jerry Sonnenberg, Mike Lynch, and Peter Yu. So there's six of them. So everybody needs to make sure that they
Mhm.
listen to them, learn more about them, because this is another historic thing is that we've never had that many looking around for Congress. And, we kid around about it because there's so much good talent. I wish that we could send them all
Mhm.
right
Yeah.
up there. But it's going to be a very interesting primary because both their question and my question is on the same ballot. So I encourage everybody fill out the entire ballot.
Mhm.
Don't skip anything. Make sure you vote on everything. And your ballots is going to start. You're going to start seeing them coming through your front door, probably around January. I mean, I'm sorry, June 4th or 5th. Is when people are going to start seeing the ballots in their mailbox.
Wow. We are so excited to go here. We are so excited to go get the ballots that you are saying for.
Yeah.
So, what are going, like, say, if somebody's elected, so what's going to happen after that?
Well, for me, when
Mm-hmm.
I get elected, uh, the election's on June 25th.
Mm-hmm.
They want me there on June 26th in Washington because
Wow.
I have to get sworn in to be a congressman. They're in session, so
Mm-hmm.
they're voting on bills. Okay, so they want me there quickly so I can start voting and representing all the people of Colorado and the Eastern Plains in CD4. For the other ones that win the primary, they basically get to go forward to November. But the
Mm-hmm.
good thing about this, Lenny, is that the same day that I get elected is a day that I know who I'm going to give the keys to in January of 2025 because they're going to win in November,
Mm-hmm.
and so I can work as a strategic partner with them because I'm just there for 6 months, and then they are there for an additional 2 years.
Wow, that is so amazing. And I know that if you're going to be elected, which I'm doing my finger crossed and talking to you now, I
Right?
would love you to be that way
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to go make a difference in to the
Yes.
Colorado, not only to the whole America, but also with the Colorado, which you love best.
Right. Well, I can tell you this: this election is bigger than the district. It's bigger than the state of Colorado. It truly is about our nation. It truly is about because one vote can change the direction of where our country's going. And so it's very important for us to maintain a strong conservative voice in Congress.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. So, folks, here you go. You've heard about Greg, and I hope that everything is that you guys are going to go support him. When we came back, we're going to go discuss about the educational initiatives that he is going to go do in the future. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Huntington Way Show. You're listening to Power Talk 1040 AM, 98.5 FM, and 95.7 FM. Please like and subscribe to Power Talk 1040 on YouTube. Welcome back, Greg.
It's a pleasure.
All right. So before our break, we were talking about the initiatives for the education.
Mhm.
Can you tell me something about the Protect Kids Colorado?
Yes, I'm really excited about where Protect Kids Colorado is today. It was a group of parents and community influencers that we got together probably last September, and we talked about how can we get the parents' voices to be heard in the
Hmm.
schools and what's going on with our children. And we recognize that our children are being attacked right now in the school
Yes.
system. And so what we did is we put together some initiatives. And really what this is, these are citizens initiatives, Lenny. So, you can go to Congress and you can go to the legislature and you can hope that they pass bills.
Hmm.
But if they can also kill them very quickly. And so what we decided to do was bring a law that the people want to see, not the elected representatives, but the people. But in order for us to do that, we had to go for months in front of a title board. Now, this board of three people get to determine whether you do go out into the public square and gather signatures.
Hmm.
But the criteria is that it's got to be a single subject. So, because they don't want people to get confused, right? Which is kind of interesting. But and then they get to decide how the language is going to be on the ballot. Well, we went through that, and our opponents, predominantly the progressive liberals, uh, kept putting obstacles in our way all the time.
Hmm.
We had to go to the Colorado Supreme Court, and the Colorado Supreme Court ruled in our favor that said, yes, you can take these measures to the public square and gather signatures. And that's what we're doing right now on two. One is uh, parental rights, and the other one is protecting girls' sports.
Okay. That is so great. But how many votes are you guys trying to go look at?
Well, we got to gather, okay, in order to make it on the ballot in November, we got to gather, officially, we need to get 124,356.
Wow.
Okay. We're going to gather over 200,000. And so right now there's petitions out there that people are carrying asking people to sign these. We have until August 3rd to submit the signatures. So we really have a short fuse that we need to get all these signatures out there. So I would encourage all your listeners, all your viewers, find out what these petitions are, sign them because this puts it on the ballot, and we are confident that the people of Colorado are going to pass this. Now remember, one is parental rights, and this is what it says. It's pretty simple.
Hmm.
It says that if a child is experiencing gender incongruence in the school, the school must notify the parent about that within 48 hours. That's it. That's all the requirement.
Hmm.
Okay. The second one is protecting girls' sports, which means only biological girls can play in girls' sports. So you can't be someone that believes they're a girl
Girls.
to play in girls' sports. You must be born a girl to play in girls' sports.
That is so great. But how can the parents know about that? Are
Well, you know what? There's a campaign. So again, right? We have petitions out there.
hmm.
These types of interviews, these types of
Yeah.
podcasts, is how we get the message out.
Okay.
Okay.
So how about like are those petitions going to school so that parents are going to be aware of what's
No,
going
these
on?
petitions are going to be everywhere. They'll be in front of Walmart. They'll be in front of the Safeways, churches, anywhere.
Hmm.
It really doesn't matter where we gather these signatures. So we're going to go to parks. We're going to go to festivals. We're going to go to baseball games. Wherever people are, we're going to go and ask them to sign these petitions. Now, the one thing that people need to know, you can only sign it once. So you can't sign it
Oh,
twice.
okay.
You can only sign it once. But they're going to be all over the place.
Yeah, that is so great. At least everyone is going to be aware of those things.
Yes.
So I've heard that you guys have like the three initiatives that you are looking for this one. So can you please mention them again so that people are going
So
to be aware?
the ones that
Mm-hmm.
we are carrying are the parental rights,
Yes.
and that's the one that gives parents, requires the schools to notify the parents within 48
48
hours
hours.
if their child is confused about their sex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here in Colorado, they just passed a law in the General Assembly that allows a child to decide what name they want to be called at school and what pronouns without the parents ever being told. So this is what I talk about, getting the voice of the parents back into the schools. And then the second one is, again, only allowing girls to play in girl sports. Because right now you hear there's a lot of times where a boy can play in a girls volleyball team,
Yeah.
right? Or play in the softball team, or do the swim meet with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
You're
so there's a lot of confusion going out
yeah.
there. We just want to protect girls' sports and just allow the girls to compete
Yeah.
against girls.
I remember there was a news like last time. It's about for the swimming
Right?
competition, and then another, another supposed to be male
Right?
won the
Yeah.
competition, and
Yeah.
I think it's very unfair
It is.
for the girls like your daughter,
Right?
your granddaughter, and
Yeah.
everyone to join if they are not gonna go in if they are the best candidate or the best competitor.
Look, boys should compete against boys and girls
Yes.
should compete against girls, right? Just because someone is confused about what gender they are should not allow them to compete against the other gender. So, and it's really about safety too for the girls,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't care if you think you're a girl, you are still stronger, you're still bigger,
Yeah.
right? You still have more strength, and that shows up in competition.
Of course it does. So I know there's a lot of things that going on regarding that issues, but what are the other issues that you guys are encountering and how you guys are addressing it?
Well, it's kind of interesting you should mention that, because we live in a world today
Mm-hmm.
where we never thought we would be talking about the importance of just a boy being a boy and a girl being a girl. So things have really changed. And so what we're trying to do is kind of bring back the reality of how society should work, and really mutual respect, you know. And what we're trying to do, there's a lot more that needs to be accomplished, but we're going to take these first two steps, and Protect Kids Colorado is going to be here for generations. We didn't start this organization just for these initiatives. We're starting them because we want to make sure that we're at the table and we're presenting the parents and the children,
Mm-hmm.
always protecting them, to make
Yes.
sure that in the future we don't run into these types of things.
Of course, because children are our future, we really need to go protect them.
Yeah.
But how are people going to know you and then can be able to go help you with this organization as well?
Well, there is a website, protectkidscolorado.org. You need to go there, but start asking. Just start asking people about the initiatives. You'll start getting more and more people talk about it. I do have a challenge, though, if you don't mind,
Okay, yeah,
Wendy.
sure.
I want to challenge all the dads. I want to challenge all the men. Look, we've allowed our ladies and our wives and our moms to always take the lead in protecting our children. It is time for us, including myself. That's why I got involved in this. It's time for the men to stand up and protect their family, protect their children. There is no shame in carrying a petition. There is no shame in asking people to sign this. This is how we're going to get back the parents' voices into the schools and protect our daughters and the girls in sports. So I urge and I challenge all the men out there. Let's do our part. Let's stand shoulder to shoulder with our wives and the moms and get these signatures.
Great. That is so great. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for guys doing this. This is very important to our community,
You bet.
not only in Colorado, but everywhere.
Exactly.
Okay. So now that we are almost end of our interview, so can you tell us how are we going to be able to find you, and then what is the last imparting moments that you would like to go address to our listeners?
Well, know this. Um, you can always go to Washington and visit me. Okay. But,
Sure.
but look, I will never forget where I come from. I will always be here to help the people. And so I will make sure that I'm always available. Anybody that calls, I will return their phone call. I will make sure that I can do the best that I can to help
Hmm.
people, because I'm going to put people over politics. I'm not going to play the political games. I'm going to make sure that the people of CD4 and Colorado are protected and their rights are intact, and we have all of our constitutional rights that we can exercise all the time. So you can also go, if you want to follow my campaign, go to greglopez.co. greglopez.co. That's where you go. You can make a donation to the campaign, or you can follow us along. But that's how you get a hold of me. And then follow the initiatives, and that's protectkidscolorado.org, protectkidscolorado.org. And know this: as long as I live in Colorado, I'm going to be involved. I'm going to protect our state. I'm going to make sure that Colorado is a state that we can all be proud to live in.
Great. I would love that because Colorado is my home as well. So I would love to thank you so much for everything that you have done with us today.
You bet.
And then good luck for the special
Well, thank you.
elections. Please let us know how
Yeah.
did it go. And then,
Don't forget to vote for me
yes,
June 25th.
okay. So I express our gratitude for Huntington Learning Center for supporting this show. And we will come back for more. See you next time.